Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield is special. His legend can still grow in the Rose Bowl semifinal against Georgia and maybe in the national championship. But ahead of all that, it's worth taking stock of the year the future Heisman winner is having. Mayfield has put together something historic already. Mayfield's having the best season ever in a few statistical departments. His passer rating 203.8 is the best all-time, better than 2016 Baker Mayfield 196.4 and 2011 Russell Wilson 191.8. His yards per attempt 11.8 is the best all-time, better than 1999 Michael Vick 11.4 and 2016 Baker Mayfield 11.1. The passer rating gap between Mayfield's current number and Wilson is the same as the gap between number 3 Wilson and number 15 Vernon Adams of Oregon. Those are both among qualifiers who threw at least 14 passes per game. If he threw as much as some QBs have, he'd break even more records. His 4,340 yards are this year's second most, currently 52nd all-time. B.J. Simon's 5,833 at Texas Tech in 2003 are the most. Had shattered the all-time yardage record if he kept up his current yards per attempt and threw the same 719 passes Simons did in 2003. Mayfield's yardage would work out to 8,484. Lol. His completion percentage 71 is this year's best and 27th best all-time among qualifiers. It's a good bit off from Colt McCoy's record 76.7% in 2008. His 41 two-counts are this year's second most and the 30th all-time. They're not close to Colt Brennan's record 58 at Hawaii in 2006. But Mayfield's thrown a TD every 6.4 passes. Brennan threw one every 9.6. Some things about Mayfield's line are hard to put into context. Any intergenerational college football debate is hard to have, because the game has changed so much and strength of schedule has always been hard to take into account. QBs all have different talent levels around them. And for all the talk about unimpressive Big 12 defenses, Mayfield still rang up Ohio State's Big 10 champion defense for 386 yards passing and 3 two-counts with no interceptions. Opponent-adjusted SP ranks the Buckeyes' defense number 11. Mayfield also lit up TCU's number 14 defense in 2 different games and faced number 26 Texas and number 31 Iowa State. See also his 2016 numbers against Auburn. Besides, if Big 12 defenses are always universally terrible, how come a former WAC and is the league's only QB to ever approach, let alone top, a 200 passer rating over this many games in a season? We can adjust his stats for competition while also acknowledging they're amazing, even by Big 12 standards. Related, presenting SB Nation's 2017 All-America team. But if anyone tells you Mayfield's not 2017's best quarterback, stop them. He's first in rating, first in yards per throw, second in total yardage, first in completion percentage, second in two counts, and easily number 1 among the top 100 passers by attempts in TD-to-int ratio. There is no case that anyone's been as good a passer. Maybe you really like Lamar Jackson. I do, too. Jackson's well over 1,400 rushing yards, which is great. But Mayfield's passing numbers dwarf Jackson's, and it's not like Mayfield's a chump as a runner himself. Mayfield has 310 rushing yards on 85 attempts, and his ground numbers would look good if college football counted sacks as a passing stat. Jackson has 4,932 combined passing and rushing yards to Mayfield's 4,650. But Jackson's used 607 plays to get there. Mayfield's used 454. The averages make it clear that Mayfield is CFB's best collector of yardage. He has a passer rating more than 50 points higher than Jackson's, and both are passers more than they're runners. No QB other than Jackson has anything approaching a case. So, that's where Mayfield is 2017's best QB by far, having what you could argue is the best statistical passing season ever. And he's done it while being quintessentially college football brash, fun as hell, and imperfect. He's planted OU's flag at Ohio State's midfield, threatened to spank Baylor players in his capacity as their daddy, and gotten benched for the first 2 offensive snaps of his senior day for grabbing his crotch while counter-tanting Kansas. That's all window dressing on his year, but it's part of the Mayfield experience. Mayfield's already put in a 13-game body of work, which is more than anyone played in a season for most of this sport's history. If his numbers finish lower, it'll be because elite playoff defenses did a number on him in the final stages of a 15-game season. But one of the best years a college quarterback has ever had might just get even better. Crimson and Cream Machine.